I had always trusted my wife, not blindly, but with the assumption that the foundation of our marriage, years of love, commitment, and shared life, was solid. I believed that honesty and loyalty were non-negotiable. I was wrong. It started innocently enough. She had been invited to a conference for her job, something she described as a networking event that would help her career. I wished her luck, told her to have fun, and went about my day. She returned 2 days later, glowing, vibrant, energized. "Everything went so well," she said, smiling as she unpacked her bag. "Networking, dinners, amazing opportunities." She seemed genuinely happy, and I didn't suspect anything unusual. It wasn't until a week later that things began to unravel. Routine medical tests I had requested for us came back, not by chance, but because of a lingering gut feeling. A simple blood test, part of a health checkup, revealed something impossible. She had contracted a sexually transmitted infection during her trip. I confronted her gently at first, hoping it was a mistake. "These tests, how is this possible?" I asked, keeping my voice calm, steady, controlled. Her reaction was telling. She faltered, avoided eye contact, stammered, and then finally admitted it. The conference wasn't as professional as she had painted it. She had been unfaithful, engaging with someone she met there in a way I never expected, in a betrayal that cut deeper than I could have imagined. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I didn't throw accusations, I just listened. The calmness in my voice was deliberate. It wasn't shock that I wanted to hide, it was strategy. In moments like this, emotion is often a liability. Observation and clarity become your weapons. Over the next few days, I quietly gathered evidence. Phone messages, receipts, suspicious emails, everything that painted the full picture. I made no immediate confrontations. Instead, I prepared for the inevitable confrontation carefully, ensuring I had undeniable proof. When I finally sat her down, the tension was thick. I laid out the facts, the evidence, everything she had hoped I wouldn't notice. Her face turned pale, her composure shattered. I made a mistake," she whispered, the casual confidence from the conference replaced by panic and shame. I didn't argue, I didn't berate, I didn't give her excuses or a chance to manipulate the situation. I simply said calmly, "A mistake is one thing. Betrayal, lying, risking our health, and dismissing our trust, that's another. You made your choice. Now you live with the consequences." The silence that followed was heavy. She tried to apologize, tried to justify, tried to salvage control. But the dynamic had shifted. My composure, preparation, and patience had turned the tables. The person who had thought she could act freely now realized she had underestimated me. In the weeks that followed, I focused on myself. I sought counseling, reconnected with supportive friends, and rebuilt my life in ways that didn't depend on her actions. She left eventually, but by then, the betrayal had taught me something invaluable. The power isn't in confrontation alone. It's in calm, measured response, in observation, and in reclaiming control over your own life. Betrayal can be subtle, hidden under the guise of a career trip or a professional opportunity, but it always leaves traces. And if you pay attention, if you act thoughtfully rather than impulsively, it can become the turning point for your personal strength, resilience, and independence. She returned from that glowing conference thinking everything was normal. She didn't anticipate the tests, the evidence, or the quiet determination that I had cultivated in the aftermath. In the end, she left not just because she had to, but because the truth caught up with her, and I had the clarity, dignity, and control to survive it.